Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. I am just kind of sorting out our Naquadah line here. And the reason I want more Naquadah, and most of the stuff is actually okay. We can see stuff turning on and off. It's not running permanently. The main thing that we need running is the neutron activators, and these are actually running almost continuously, so that's all that matters. I mean, I believe you make these taller to run faster or do a bigger input. That one did turn off, so I could speed this up a bit, and it's not actually this little centrifuge is not the bottleneck. You'd think the single block one is, but yeah, the fluoroantimionic acid is actually, this line is actually the bottleneck, and I don't know, I would have to see what part, but I'm not worried about that one right now. I'm actually worried about this, because I do know this is a bottleneck. If you look at this, we got, yeah, 2.3 million there. And this one could be processed much faster as well. But yeah, this one is a bottleneck. So I am going to fix this, at least right now. Also, we are running at like ZPM and LUV. A lot of this stuff could be sped up. I was just kind of waiting, but I think we need to at least deal with this. So I'm going to switch this out to do this instead of the single block, because I do know this is the bottleneck for this over here. Okay, so that is one thing we're going to do. Also, I was looking at the different fuels, and it does seem like, looking through, there does seem to be two. I don't remember if this was before. I think these were in before as well. I can't remember, but I wasn't doing them. But I do believe there's like a better version, so you get more fuel out of it if we input some different stuff. So instead of Tiberium, which we actually do have tons of, you can actually do chromatic glass to get double the amount from our high density plutonium and uranium. I can also switch these around a little bit. You add a little neutronium. It requires less. This requires 9 of those. This only requires 5 of them. So that's a bit more. And we actually produce neutronium fairly regularly from our neutronium combs. So might change some of those recipes. So that's kind of what I'm going to start with. Also, I had a bit of an issue with our bismuth production. I accidentally ran out of tantalum. So I have gone ahead, and you can see how fast we're getting it in now. I can't even freeze it fast enough. I should have like a dedicated thing for that, but yeah, I have our elevator turned on. I'll probably get it up to a couple million and then maybe turn it off. But yeah, I have this set to 240 because with this, the highest tier mining drone that we can get tantalum from, there's only 2 veins that we get from. That we get the tantalum vein, and we get this phosphate sulfur vein, which I don't particularly need. But yeah, that's the only 2 we actually get ores from. So pretty fast to get stuff back. But like I said, we're actually like overloading our freezer right now with tantalum. But yeah, we ran out, so all the things turned off. So now we're trying to fill them all back up. Which, it's actually I think the bottleneck is actually the... Well, maybe not. I think the bottleneck was the... I do think the bottleneck is the ender fluid link covers, because if I have them all on the same one, it can't keep up. This fills up, but these can't all fill, so that's why I have two of them. I really should just have a multi-block, though, doing that. But anyway, it works for what it is. Okay, so let me get back to this. Let me fix the Naquadah, because I do want to get some... I turned off our reactor, so we might be dropping... I need to get this sorted out. But I didn't want to burn our Mark III fuel. I wanted to convert it. I also do have our coils. These went relatively quick, actually. I just kind of like looked and they were already like all completed. I was like, oh, that was quick, kind of thing, which is kind of rare in this. Bot back. Okay, yeah, let me get this stuff done and we'll be back. Okay, I've gone ahead and done a couple little things around the base, improved some of my hydrofluoric acid production. I will probably switch it to pumpable from our space elevator, but I'm just going to kind of wait for that. I'm just producing it in a large chemical reactor for the time being, but that was the bottleneck for our line over there. I have improved it a little bit. I really need to sort out some of the power underneath, but it is so crazy underneath with the cabling and the power. I haven't bothered with that. I was kind of hoping I would get a minor discount. I'm crafting up space time at the moment because I figured I'm going to go ahead and craft up our first crafting input buffer. It is pretty expensive. Not going to lie, but we're going to slowly start replacing all these as we move forward. So the first one I'm going to do, this seems a bit it doesn't seem overly exciting, this one that I'm going to do, but for our very first one. But what I'm going to do is switch out one of the, or add it to the implosion compressor. Let me grab it. I can't remember the name of it. Crafting input buffer. Plus, I haven't seen what it looks like, if it, what the GUI looks like. So the reason I'm going to do this is because I'm switching out those recipes that we use for the high density uranium. So I'm switching them to the one that requires a fluid. So I figured, why not? Let's just switch this out. We're going to be using this for our power gen anyway. So it's kind of important, you know. It's not like, not a very super exciting multi-block, but if we're using it for power, might as well try. Alright, up a bus. I'm kind of curious. I'm thinking maybe I should just switch some of these. So we just switch this out completely with the recipes? I don't know. I mean, we don't need to switch this out. That works perfectly well. So maybe I'll just leave those alone for the time being. But I do want to see how this works. All right. So same as the before. I thought maybe it would have a, maybe like a part for the fluids, but apparently not. So I guess we just throw those in there and hopefully that will just pull the molten neutronium from the A system. I don't think we need a... Yeah, there's no circuit or anything. I don't know. All right, let's try that. See how much we do get a ton of diamond, but I need it for all the infinity, so I figure this is the easiest way to go about doing that. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna try like the one, just one to make sure it works. I have, at the moment, I have this turned off. Usually, I have it set to produce a certain amount, keep 10,000 in stock, but I have that turned off. All right. So it just did those. I could probably switch that over to... I could probably switch this over. I could switch all the recipes over to here, I think. The other bonus with using these things is it turns on, like, it doesn't wait for the items to go in. It should turn on, like, right away. Okay, yeah, so there it goes. It did work. We got our high density uranium. So what happens if I... Like I said, I'm slowly probably gonna move all this stuff over to these hatches moving forward. I mean, I don't see a reason not to. Just double checking this all kind of works. I think switching out a lot of those recipes would be really cool too. But like I said, this crafting input buffer is very, it's 16 space-time ingots. Like, that is really quite expensive. So when it crafts these up, it should turn on like instantly. See, it didn't, like, you don't have to like wait to input or fluids or anything like that. That is really cool. It just pulls directly from AE. Basically like what it's doing right here, but there's no like input lag, which is pretty amazing. All right, so there we go. That is that, and I think good there. So I switched those out. Now the fuel. Oh, I need to switch out our coils. So let me do this. Let me get that set up in our... over here. Yeah, I'll just switch all these out. Okay, so as I was doing this, I was kind of thinking... Oops. It would probably be... That should be... Uh-oh. All right, there we go. It is formed. I just need to do that. I was thinking, I don't think I want to do it. This worked for the 3, but now if I'm going to do the 4, I need to put it back in this factory. Now, I could actually craft up a second fuel refinery because we do have the coils from the previous one. Because they don't require, like, you don't upgrade these coils. There's no, it just uses like a different frame. Like some of them you do actually upgrade the previous tier, but those don't. So I could actually just craft up another fuel refinery, and I may. I don't remember. All right, it's not expensive anymore. It was when we kind of did it, but yeah, I probably have a whole bunch of those. Yeah, we have 44 of those in thing. So I'm almost thinking, instead of doing it this way, I don't know. Maybe inputting level maintainer, maybe crafting. I'll have to, let me think about how I want to do this. I've never particularly loved my setup over here for this. Also, Yes. We want to send it back into... All right, yeah, I'm going to have to... Let me redesign this. I've never particularly liked how I set this up. So I think I'm going to... Gotta be careful so I don't accidentally break that hatch. All right. Yeah, let me do this. Put this back in our little subnet there. Also, do we want to switch this over? Because there is a more efficient tier 3. There's this one with Tiberium, or there's this one with MK3. And this actually uses less of these as well. It does use the same amount of the extremely unstable, but it uses less of these. So it's just overall same amount of input fuel, the liquid fuel, but the items uses less of these. So, all right, I think I'm going to clear all this out and redo this. So yeah, I decided I think I'm going to do another one of these crafting input buffers. I think it's just going to make this a million times easier. And I figured I would, this is going to take a second to craft up, obviously, but I just kind of wanted to show this. I have gone ahead and added just a regular crafting input bus. So this is just the item one. I've moved the Tesseract, Energized Tesseract. I had it over by the DTPF, but I was like, I didn't like that because when I'm crafting up the Energized stuff, it messes with that. So I've gone ahead, put it in there, and we'll see when I start this, this will like almost immediately start crafting up the Tesseracts. There's like no delay. So there we go. See how fast it doesn't have to wait for the items to be put in. It doesn't have to like register that the items are in the multi-block and all that. It just goes like directly. So pretty dang cool. We'll be slowly replacing those. Space-time, obviously we just started getting, and it's a bit difficult at the moment. But I'm thinking probably I'll craft up just tons of hypogen and then just craft up a whole bunch of space-time all at once. So I'll probably craft up like 1 million hypogen, but I want to get this power sorted before I get that. So, all right, let me craft up another one of these, and then we will get this going. I haven't fully decided how I want to do this. Maybe I'll do like a fluid storage bus on the subnet so the main network can read this fuel, but it's not in the main network. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, got the crafting input buffer. Also, is that my... Like, is that the distillation tower, that noise? Yeah, there's all sorts of new noises up in GregTech New Horizons. Since I have updated. Okay, so there is the crafting input buffer. I'll leave the stocking input bus there. Alright, I may turn that off while I'm doing this. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I'll leave the stick on the input bus just in case I need it. Now, I guess we'll just do a thing. I have added a fluid storage bus on a dual interface, so the main network can read the subnet. I guess I don't really need a subnet. I just figured it would be easier. We could just do this. It doesn't go in the main network. It's all separate. We just have some dedicated things, but guess we'll do this. So I will try. I actually let me. I have some fuel out here. Or did I put that in the A system? No, I have a little bit left. That is on, right? No. Too many channels. I thought it looked like it didn't have thing going to it. All right, so that should, that's the output hatch. There's the energy hatch, stocking bus, and then this does both, which is amazing. No more buffers or any of that kind of annoyingness. So we'll do, yes. I really kind of do want to try that one. The chromatic glass might be a bit of an issue. I am getting chromatic glass from the DTPF, which unfortunately it does use a lot of that catalyst, but I figure like I need the residue for space-time, so I'm like, might as well be using that. But I should probably, again, chromatic glass should probably be something I craft up like a ton of, so we get a discount on the thing. But I'm not, we have some of this fuel right now, so I'm going to just convert this stuff. I'm not going to worry about that. Also, let me, while we're here, let me craft up the next part of it too. I guess we'll do, kind of thinking we want to do that. We get more from it. It's better. Hypogen is not super complicated to craft up at this point. It just takes some power. Now, the problem is, I'm like, are we, yeah, I think we will get more power. I would kind of need to do the math, to be honest. If running that thing, that kind of like, that's kind of loud too. Because, yeah, this does use like, actually, we're going to get more than that anyway. We're going to get a lot of power here. I need to get this up and running. I think we're fine. I haven't done the math, but I was like, if we're using Hypogen, I'm hoping the math works out. All right, so that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. And then I realized I could actually even do tier 5. Okay, this is I think that would be pushing it at this point in the pack, but this wouldn't necessarily. I don't know if I'm just thinking, because we do actually have the tier 2 now, we can craft up the tier 5. Also, I think there's like a tier 6. I'm pretty sure tier 6 wasn't a thing. Maybe it was, but that needs tier 3. But I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I could even push it to that. Let's get the... Let's do the 4, I think. So... No, I can never remember what is the best way to search for it. All right. The other reason I was thinking about the tier 5 is if you look at the burn time, it's 8 seconds as opposed to 5 seconds. So you get more power and it lasts longer. That's the only kind of reason. Maybe we will. I don't know. Let me get this going though. So we need, I don't know, 10 buckets of the stuff. Let's do 10,000. All right, so we have everything. It does use quite a bit of that, but like 10,000 buckets of, or 10 buckets of this fuel will last quite a while. I don't know. Let's go. All right, it does have everything in it. Do I not have the right? Nope, I don't. Be right back. Lasers would probably be the only way I can get that, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I can get that. I can't get that high up without using lasers. I'm assuming this takes lasers. Okay, I got the lasers connected. I'm just crafting up the next one here. And I moved my my thing. So I do have this connected here. I've wanted to do this for a while. I just never got around to it. I didn't particularly like having that over there. Like, that one was the power for this, and I didn't ever particularly like that. So I threw in a new one here and branched off it. I think I did it quick enough that the lasers, because these are 4,000 amps, and they hold almost 200 billion. Well, they do hold 200 billion energy, so I think I got it switched over fast enough before anything turned off. I mean, that stuff's still running, but there might be something that got shut off that I don't realize. But I think we're good here. I just did the 256 amps over here. I hope this doesn't require the correct... I haven't tried it yet. I'm like, I really hope this doesn't require the correct amp or whatever. I hope I can use lasers for this. All right, let's give it a go. Also, I love that you can see what is in that. Please work. Okay, cool. It is working. All right. So we should be getting MK. Yes, we are. All right, cool. So there we go. Man, these crafting input buffers are absolutely amazing. I know you don't get them until pretty late in the pack. You know, it's locked behind space-time and the DTPF, but holy cow, are those cool. I'm thinking probably next one we'll be switching out the one in the DTPF for crafting up Hypogen. I mean, we might as well. I'll just switch it to... I'll switch it to that, although I don't know how that would... I'm not entirely sure how that would work with the catalyst and the discount. But I don't know. I think that would be pretty cool. All right, so we are crafting up this, and I will throw it in the... Yeah, let's throw one... we'll throw a bucket of that in just to see what it does. What it does energy-wise. Okay, I'm trying to like type and say a different word. That is... I was trying to get a cell and I was saying energy. So that was... yeah. Also, the chromatic, I'm going to have to sort out how I want to go about doing that. So MK, we'll just do the one bucket, because I think I will actually turn that into the 5. I think we could do that. There is 2 recipes. I didn't realize the... Not that it really matters, but I didn't realize this one, which I didn't want to do anyway. It does require the tier 3 coils, but it's just infinity. I mean, this stuff is so easy now, and we have a ton of heavy redox. 2 million. So I think it is worth it. But before we do that, I am going to chuck a thing in here. this is actually no longer used. I will be connecting it directly to the A system. But we'll put that in there. Now we have all the best stuff here, the atomic catalyst, the gel-cryotheum. I did upgrade these as well to the 4000 because I think we're going to be like crazy amounts of power right now. So should we turn this on? We are producing 4 billion EU per tick. Yeah, we're producing 4 billion. Billion with a B. We are producing 4 billion, and I think I can just upgrade that to the next one, the MK5. Let's do a bucket. I guess I don't have a macerator recipe for that one. I thought I did. But maybe don't. Okay, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the lasers that I have aren't going to be able to handle as much power as I'm going to get out of that. Okay, also, I'm trying to do that. We'll craft some up, the MK5. Yep. Just to make sure it works. Oh, wrong one. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, it is going to take a second. You know, it does require 32 ingots of infinity, but everything else, like, this stuff is so easy. I mean, okay, at this point it's easy. When you first originally do it, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Yeah, there we go. We are getting... Alright, should I... Should I upgrade these lasers and see what we can get? Maybe I will. Although... we would have to upgrade those as well. I don't know what I would do. UEV 256? What do those do? Oh, that's only a billion. UEV 4000? I don't know how much that's going to produce. All right, so that's producing 4 billion. Let's do this really quick. So that. So 88 or 89, say 90 million is producing like 4 billion. So what would this produce? That would be, so 90, that's what, 4, say 5 times. So it's going to be producing 20 billion EU per tick. Would that be? Yeah, I think that would actually work. Pretty expensive though, but I think I kind of want to do that. Just to see before we wrap up this episode. Okay, there we go. I got the UEV lasers switched out. So I don't know about how much we're really going to be doing the MK5 fuel yet. I don't know. We'll see. You do burn through it relatively quick, to be honest. I thought it would be... Oh, there it goes. It's up to 8 seconds, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. The tier 4 stuff was 5 seconds, but the tier 3 was... yeah, 4 seconds. I was thinking the tier 3 was 5 seconds and it didn't change, but yeah, there it goes. But with the stuff that we are boosting, it is it still goes through it pretty quick. But okay, so there we go. Yep, 18 million EU per tick we're producing. billion. I'm sorry. 18 billion EU per tick we are producing in our from our Naquadah fuel. So it is pretty crazy. Yep. There we go. That is how fast it's going up. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And then every, what, 3,000 ticks it's going to add to the wireless. All right, cool. So I think we're ready to start getting into some of these crazy plasma mixer recipes. We can see these use this. I mean, this recipe alone uses almost 3 billion EO per tick. So you got to get a decent. You definitely need a decent power source, but I am loving these crafting input buffers. Holy cow, does that make stuff like this a million times easier. Like, look how crazy that recipe is, and it's like, oh, no problem. Shift click it into NEI and let AE do its thing. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.